Did you design these?
Yes.
I love those. Clearly, I like the black and
Oh,
black.
yeah. Those are dope, so. Those are the OGs.
Yes.
I love those. I love those. Those look they look gangster, like they got like the natural patina on them.
We can come in more, Anthony. Like, well, just watch. We'll just keep our eye on that. But we're live this Monday afternoon. And we'll try and kind of you and I will kind of try to stay angled out. But yeah, all right. We have our first guest of the podcast.
Hi guys.
Do you want to introduce yourself, or we can introduce you, or?
I'm gonna let you guys introduce me.
This is Bailey. She's an artist. I don't know your middle name. Bailey Charlesworth.
J.
Charlesworth.
Charlesworth. Bailey J. Charlesworth.
Bailey J. What does the J stand for?
It's just J.
J. Just J?
Just the letter J.
Oh, okay.
Just J.
I
didn't know that. What are you recently working on?
I'm recently working on my commission and painting on this big canvas. It's a piano, and I'm using this to fund my theme camp at Element 11 this year, so it's exciting. Just need to get it done.
Awesome. I'm excited for that. What's like your medium? What's your favorite medium? What are you? I mean, you do a lot of different mediums, right?
I do, yeah. I'd say graphite, like just a mechanical pencil, is my best. I love shading and getting the pen all over my arm. But acrylic's been a favorite recently, painting with acrylic. And then just ink. I like being messy with ink. Oh, and my iPad, of course. I like doing a lot of graphic art.
Dope.
So, it is pretty dope.
So the piano, that octopus, is there anything else big? I guess just the whole camp, right, for 11, that whole thing.
Well, I've painted a lot of big paintings, but I feel I've lost them over the years, bouncing around from state to state. My mom actually has my first big painting, and I asked to borrow it. She's like, no, you can't have it. You're going to lose it.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah.
Oh, you wanted to take it to
E11, yeah. And she has a bunch of my art, and I'm not even allowed to have it.
So, you have a foundation, you're saying, or it's for 11? What's it called?
Oh no, so E11 is a for those I guess we're just assuming that like
let's dig into it a little bit. Like for me being an outsider, I want to know more a little bit about, because you're getting what I gather so far is that, and I've seen it, the work, one of them, it looks dope, by the way, but. So you're getting commissioned to fund something. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so that's right. That's where you had me. Do you mind talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if I want to back up on this. I went to Element 11 for the first time last year. It's the Burning Man Regional here in Utah, and
you've heard the term a burner, right? Like burners and
right.
Sorry, I didn't.
You're okay. Interrupt me.
I actually noticed that I'm like really bad at when I interrupt people, so I'm trying to get better at that. But yeah, you've heard the term burners, right? Just real quick with like festivals and all that, right? I don't even know. Like, I'm new to it too, so but I guess they call them burners because they burn, the whole Burning Man festival and the ritual with there's all that, yeah. So E11's a regional one of Burning Man. It's a regional burn. Yeah.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna fund going out to there?
Yeah, I have a theme camp, and I was building a big art installation last year. I've been getting some art grants, and I missed out on an art grant this year. So I'm just, how am I going to fund this? And I'm learning art's always the answer for me. So I'm just painting it up.
Hell yeah.
What's cool about Bailey is that she went for her first time last year and then decided, I'm going to do a camp. So it's a big deal because, I mean...
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so much.
But they have this whole, like, it's almost like a little neighborhood, or almost a little town, right? Mm-hmm. They have, like, the main place, and they have roads, and they have all these little camps, theme camps, throughout the whole place. And it's pretty wild. It's just way out in North Salt Lake. They have this property, and they just go way out, away from everyone, so they can be as loud as they want. All these lights.
As wild as you want.
As wild as you want. It's literally just to be as free as you want. Obviously, there's like guidelines and rules and respect and everything. but there's people like there's nonstop like dancing, music, art stuff, workshops, uh, just fun. Just giant playground for like a whole week for adults is what it is.
So when you get a camp, is that like a booth at a show, like at an expo, kind of where you can kind of, or like a booth for a tattoo artist, or I'm sure it's bigger than a booth though, right?
Exactly. So it's you have your little section, and then you can do whatever thing you want.
You can have like people chilling, partying there, do whatever they want, right? Like art it out, like so you're funding that.
Yeah.
Dope. So to say I just learned something.
Yeah.
That's dope. I kind of want to go to this place as well too.
It's coming up.
In a month.
Yeah, 1 month. They tickets are expensive. They sell out quick. I don't even have one. I'm trying to like.
Oh, for real?
One.
Like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and reach out to them, see if I can.
We're finding you a ticket.
What about like media press?
That's what I'm trying.
Like a press pass, maybe.
You have to apply for it, and I don't know. I think they're full. They have all their people they need.
Oh wow. Dope though. Good for you. So you got it. You're in.
Yeah.
You know, for sure.
Yeah, I got a ticket because I won the theme art too for this year. So it's just been a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So there's a theme art contest as well.
Yeah, so they'll have a theme each. I'm still learning because I went the first time last year, and I'm like, this place just blew my mind because I've been on a really strong money journey, just trying to seek out. And I feel this little temporary neighborhood that they built for 4-5 days. Art was my answer. I'm just like, wow, I've been neglecting this. Dope. So I had an art installation, and when I wasn't received an art grant, I was like, F it, I'm just going to apply for a camp. And now I have people showing up, and it's pretty wild. It was really cool.
Hell yeah. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yep.
How about this table?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about this table because we'll probably get banned. You can't see it.
No, you can't show like half of this.
Yeah, it's like a resin table that we did with a Playboy magazine. This is another art project that we tried doing. It didn't really turn out because we were just going to try and sell them, and it didn't happen.
But I feel this turned out. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, we're trying to do like a bunch of them, and like and then I posted it, see if anyone liked it, and this one person's like, what do they call it? They called it like not trashy, but they called it yeah, there's a word they used. They called it like
sleazy.
Not sleazy, something like that. They're like, oh, that's tacky, I think is what they said.
Well,
one person's opinion.
Yeah,
though.
Exactly.
But even that's what we were talking about. That it's funny how one person's opinion, right, can get you down in your heart.
Yeah.
And we all fucking know this, right? We all know that one person's opinion. Everyone else can tell you it's like beautiful, but you get that one person's opinion that you kind of like care about, whatever. Even sometimes you're not someone you don't know, but that one person says, "Oh, that's whack," and that hangs on you, and that sticks to you. Sometimes, not always, right? But there's sometimes just one fucking comment that gets you about your stuff.
WW whack. Honestly, as we're all artists here in our different ways and forms, and this is the eye beholder, just like any other art. So like the collector is gonna be the one who's gonna say how. Like I bet you, the right person coming around and buy this, who's a Playboy, buff enthusiast. Yeah, but it's spend premium. And it's sturdy. My fat ass is sitting on it, basically. Like I'm leaning on it. It's sturdy as hell.
So what I'm getting at though is just a reminder, because I even get down right sometimes when people say that, and I just get discouraged. And we were talking about this, right? How that someone can say something about what you're doing, and it like really gets at you, when there's like hundreds of other people that like it, but that one
motherfucker.
It just sucks that that's the way it is, and I wonder why. If we can just remind ourselves to try and get over that, and I just wonder why it sticks so hard.
Well, I think
you know why I think it is? Because it's probably internally that we're thinking, it sucks. So you hear that one person that confirms that, you're like, dang, I knew it. Like I thought it was like, part of me thought it was, because we're our harshest critic or whatever. So when someone like says something that we kind of agree with, that we kind of had subconsciously in the back of our minds, you're like, dang, he's right. Fuck, I knew it. Does that make sense?
Well, both as artists, I'm gonna go back as artists. Like there's some that if you don't like any of their stuff, no matter what, they're gonna be offended all for the rest of their life with you. And then it's just like up to the artist. Like you were, in my opinion, if you made this, then it's how you let somebody in too, like in your personal demons that you don't show other people. and that one person might trigger that one is because of the way you let them in. Just like we were talking earlier, like you said, you know, I'm like this motherfucker, right? So what do you think, Bailey?
All this is resonating with me. I feel, for me, we were just talking about this because I have like 10 people that love me, right? I know that they support me, have my back, and then just one person that I care about just all of a sudden dislikes me. And it's like, man, that's just such a heavier weight. And I lose the gratitude of other people liking me. I just fixate on that negative.
Yeah, it's hard because, we cared. Because you care about that person's opinion and stuff.
Yeah. It's learning to let go of that criticism, too. Because, like, as an artist, you know, like, giving my art to the world is one of the most terrifying things I'm doing. And when people will critique or just talk down on my art, and it's happened multiple times since I've done this, I'm just learning to let that go. It just shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm creating, and I feel these people that critique me too, like they're not trying to do what I'm doing. It's just so easy to sit back.
And that's what's cool, that we're all kind of similar in the way that we don't work the typical 9 to 5.
No.
We all stepped out of like pursuing our art, you know, and doing it full time. I mean, we're broke, but we're doing it full time.
I'm rich, man.
I would rather, but I know, but when it comes to like, I would rather, we've talked about this too, like I would much rather be broke, you know, doing this and be happy than to be stuck at a place that I don't like. Because we've all done that. We've all had jobs that were just like, and you think of going back to something like that over this, like never, right? We'd never fucking do that. I mean, temporarily, sometimes you have to, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel I actually get better sleep than a lot of people with money. It's interesting because I think that'll, but yeah, when you say broke, it's like, no, I'm rich with life, man. If I
That's
like
true.
smile every day and laugh, I feel that's what success is.
Okay, broke with money is what I'm saying. Because we're rich. I mean, when it comes to happiness, there's no amount of money that can buy happiness. That's why, for sure, but I mean, look at the place that, you know, we can get in when you're broke, right? Let's talk about this place again.
Yeah, I think everybody's in charge of their own definition of success too. So,
absolutely, yeah. What's your definition?
It's a good question. I think it could be it's subject to change throughout my life, if that makes sense at all. Mm-hmm. My values have changed in my life, so right now, it would be kind of like what recent other people have said that are bigger than me, like Gary Vee and stuff, has said, like wake up in the morning and being happy.
Yeah,
that's a challenge. I bet you, statistically speaking, it's probably pretty sad, you know, now that mental health is more on the table. No pun intended here, but like that's my definition right now. It's not about money, it's not about a partner, it's not about even my music sometimes, or my shoe company. It's more about waking up and being okay with myself.
Yeah. With
the face tattoos and everything.
I love the face tattoos.
Oh, those are new, right? Those are like pretty new, right?
It's like 3 years. Well, I mean, it depends how far you go back, because I start off with my head. If I shaved my head, you'd be a big old head tattoo. So that was.
I need to see this now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You did have that one.
Huge.
Like,
yeah, it's on my whole left side of my head. So that was like 5 years ago. So I've had it for a while now.
I'm talking about in like the grand scheme of your whole life, right? Like.
Oh yeah.
Like it's pretty new for you to have.
New, yeah. Grand scheme of my pretty long life, thank God.
Yeah, it's just the decision to get a face tattoo. We were talking about that, right? That's like that becomes your identity.
I slid into it though. I didn't like go hard like right away.
Yeah.
What would you get first?
So if I shaved my head, I had my above my neck, my head. So my head was done, but I could just grow that out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then right here I got a skull.
I love that.
Right there. The skull's cool.
I got little skull earrings. I'm a big
skull
junkie.
Yeah, thank you. And I put that skull on the back of my shoes too, on my soles, or on my soles. Like right now, as I'm speaking right there. Yeah, same skull right there and behind it. And then when I just started really liking it, and then like, oh, you know what, dude, I haven't really been doing a 9 to 5 anyway, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you're talking about like you don't have to worry about. That's the other thing about working for yourself. You don't have to worry about someone.
Yeah. So that's a good point, and I'm done. But like, I had to be in a place professionally in my life that I felt that I was on a platform where I could afford the risk to get the face tattoos, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even consider because I'm new to getting tattoos as well, and I didn't even consider. Is this gonna affect my job? Ability, my ability to get a job. Like I said, I don't have to worry about that because I've been doing this long enough to work.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So that's kind of another nice perk about working for yourself and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got tattoos.
Yeah, I actually want to get a neck tattoo. I've been having the same thoughts. Like, man, I don't have to worry about that W-2 anymore. So I might as well just go be me.
What are you going to get?
So you go, you know what I'm saying then?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to get?
I'm not sure yet. I just know I've always wanted a neck tattoo placement. I'm working on my pirate tattoo, though, right now for over here. But yeah, like when I got my finger tat, I like freaked out. I'll never get a job. And I don't like that, man. It's just not worth sacrificing that, I think. It's a form of art for myself.
There you go.
And I'd rather people want to work with me being my authentic self than trying to put on this face that customer service teaches you to do. And I'm done with that. I can't.
I think it makes sense back in the day because they were associated first with gang activity, right? Or like early on.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Like, I mean, not that it directly correlates with getting tattoos, but back in the day, most the people that were getting, right? I think that there's a stigma around that they thought most people that were getting that were associated with, something bad. But over the years, it's changed so much. I think it's pretty accepted, right? You see more and more people that have like actual even like management positions, right? There's like a manager that has, and this is old, right? Thank God it's kind of gone that way, more accepted. But yeah,
I'm glad it's more normalized and not demonized any longer.
So that's what I'm getting at too, because even face tattoos, right, are way more accepted now. Way more accepted. Because back in the day, if you had a face tattoo, that was like, I don't know, that was a lot. It was a lot, right? Like I don't even remember the first person that was like big that like kind of made that. Like Post Malone was one of the first ones that started getting like big on face tattoos. Lil Peep, right? Those people that made it kind of, not commercialized it, but really pushed that, like normalizing it, right?
And now like Jelly Roll from like American Idol, like he was on American Idol recently. Those are major biggest world platforms right there. With people straight up with face tattoos. So what Bailey would you put on your neck, or are you going to put on your neck, and where the placement?
No, but
okay, that's what's up. That's all right.
And I just know when it comes to me, be good, find the right artist. Suppose I found the artist I want for my arm tattoo, which I want to do first.
Dope.
So, but
have you shown me that the art piece that you want on there?
No,
not yet. Secret?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to be a surprise.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was hoping to get it within the month, but we'll see where I'm at.
That's dope. Cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bailey was a goddess the other night.
Oh my goodness.
On Saturday?
Yeah, at the event they had this cool little fashion show.
Yeah, my friend Gigi, she had the opportunity to kind of create her vision with she calls herself something architect. She doesn't like the word fashion, but she'll dress people up in these beautiful extravagant outfits. And I met her for the first time and she's like, I want you to be a goddess. I was like, I don't know, my gut is just like, yeah, okay,
she
sweet.
Looked really good, and like, she's all dressed up in like like crazy high heels, and
I feel like this is like the girliest I'll normally dress for my normal. So when she dressed me up, I'm like, oh wow, it was beautiful. It was crazy.
That's sick. That's cool. Did she do it here?
Yeah. So speaking of that, so that's what with the whole E11. So there was a theme camp called Lost Highway. They had an event here. It was a fundraising event. So they're a camp that's going to be over there. They brought like their diner and stuff, and
they're awesome.
They're cool. Yeah.
That was on Saturday.
It was on Saturday.
Dude, I missed out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Damn, I was here on Friday.
Come through, right?
I know, but I was trying to.
That was the one that was really
popular.
popular.
We would have, yeah. Well, for now on, we'll be hanging out.
Yeah.
No, I just took the day off on Saturday. Remember, I just tried to rest. We got chicken nuggets and shit that night on Friday night, and I went home.
We did. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool though. Like we're having two more shows here, and then we're done. Then we're out. Safe and sound. So we're just trying to utilize the space shooting here, as much as we can. Starting to vlog it because we've done a lot of cool stuff. This is why we started this podcast too, because so many people do in the communities that we're involved in, there's so many individuals like yourself that do really cool shit, and they don't get recognized. They don't tell their story. Just like any other podcast, right? When they have unique individuals, that's a big part of what we're trying to do, is kind of just showcase that. Kind of like the whole thing with your camp, right?
Yeah, that's exactly, I feel, what my theme is.
Yeah. And then we're just talking about, you know, our own stuff a lot, and it's cool because we don't really know what we're doing, but because we're starting, right? And that's the scary part about jumping into like doing your art and your craft, right? Because like you don't know how to start. Even this podcast, as long as I've been doing like audio and filming and stuff, we didn't even know how we wanted to start this, and we don't even have a name for the podcast.
I know.
But we're sitting there talking and saying that if we just waited for everything to be perfect, we would never put anything out. Just with anything, so many people just wait. And I get there's, you know, moments where you have to perfect your craft in certain times, but it's just finding a weird balance of doing that and getting it out, and just keep going and improve on the next one, and not worry about this. Of course, it's not gonna be perfect, and there's always room for improvement. That's what we're just trying to remind ourselves as we do this, as we talk.
Yeah.
And there's always gonna be haters and shit.
Always gonna
like
be.
you're talking about Bailey, they're not even doing it. It's easy to talk like.
Those are the people talk the most that aren't even doing anything, and then they say shit. It's like, well, what the fuck are you doing? You come try it then. You do better. And a lot of people like, I don't know, it's just funny.
I feel it's so easy to project that fear of failure, and I think that's why a lot of people make excuses not to fuel that fire in them. Like when we were talking earlier, like, you haven't painted in 4 years, man. We got to paint together.
Yeah, for real.
So hopefully this is also not a platform, but just as these talks, you know, happen, hopefully it just inspires everyone. Just like you, maybe you'll take up painting again. I don't know.
Yeah, for real.
Do your own album artwork.
Do some commissions again, make some money.
Yeah, why don't you do your own album artwork?
You gotta hear your music too. Those lyrics earlier were beautiful.
Those lyrics were like,
yeah.
I never paid attention to them. Like
first one of a song called "I Can't Escape the Pain," which drops on June 3rd. Not a plug though.
Didn't you're sorry, I don't mean to talk too much about
June
the person,
3rd.
but you said you had someone. Was it your therapist or your? They said that she kept listening to your song, right?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, tell that story real quick again. I don't think have you told that story?
No, I forgot about that. Recently, I'm not going to name the name, but I see a psychologist and therapist, you know, by the good Uncle Sam, just through some of my background history. So, you know, I play the game. I go to my appointments and I take the medications and stuff. But one of my go-to female local here, she was like kind of knew a lot about me. Long story short is she called me and said that she couldn't do my therapy anymore, and she's sorry, but it was taking a toll on her personal life. But however, she wanted to let me know that she listened to my song 1,000 times, and that's one of the verses from that song.
Because of his lyrics.
Yeah.
So she really resonated with her.
So you guys heard the verse one of me just spitting.
Say that again right now.
I can't escape the pain, baby. What do you want me to do? I'm frantically pacing this church looking for a pew. Anxiety burned off our roof. Now I'm dying in the ashes. Flames of the truth, I really loved you. I'm wasting it away. I really wanted to get healthy for you, but it wasn't the time and it wasn't the truth. I'm so sorry for the damages that I've done to you. I'm melting in your eyes. I caught fire. I'm feeling used.
Dude, those lyrics are like really fucking beautiful.
Because the used is I caught in your eyes. You know what I mean? That song. So I caught fire in your eyes, feeling used.
Wow.
Want to make sure that I put that plug in there for the old emo people and shit. But that's why I wrote it. You know, that's at the end of that. So someone would go, oh fuck. You know, I remember that song.
That's cool, man.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
And we'll another reason that we're like doing this is to like push our other stuff, right? To push all the stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
And we're trying to just link, you know, push the stuff he's doing. Hopefully this feeds into everything else that we're doing.
Your short story.
Yeah, and just all of that. Yeah, just the vlog, the music videos, just everything that we're doing. I was talking to another friend on the phone earlier today, and he does he's worked with big, huge names, right? And if he just vlogged like he's just involved with like massive like festivals and like reggae rise up, right? And he just has a very fast-paced, interesting life in this industry, right? And if he was just vlogging, like, it would, I'm sure his like lifestyle and everything he's done would be like a huge YouTube channel, like as a vlog, right? Just because he's always traveling, he's meeting top artists, and he's on the back end of this. If he was just vlogging and doing that, it'd be huge right now. To extent the stuff we're doing, right? Not too many people do a lot of things that we're doing, right? Or are involved in a lot of things. I mean, even the event here, right?
Yeah.
The events that happen here and the festival, we're just involved in some really cool, fun stuff. So it's just fun to share that.
It's our lifestyle.
Because when you think about let's talk about this. I think we got time, right? What was like your first inspiration to do music or to pursue painting, like art as a full-time thing? I'm sure it's a lifelong of seeing all these different things, but like I'm sure there's one that like just really got you, like, oh, I'm gonna do it now. Like you saw it and then you just like
a turning point.
Almost a turning point. Yeah. Do you have that?
I can think of 2 pivot turning points for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was always an artist. Like I always loved to draw as a kid, but I want to say like the worst year of my life was 2012, a little more than 10 years ago. And when all that chaos and crap was happening, I found myself painting to escape it and to cope. And I was like, oh, it's just the first time I feel my art truly saved me. And it's the first time I started painting big. I was painting like 8-foot long paintings, skipping class in high school and just going down the art room. Just painting in the hallway, just huge. And I should not have graduated high school because I just went and just painted that whole time. And I just missed that. And then years later, I just fell out of my art, but I just knew at that point, like, I'm just meant to create. And then I worked for, I don't know if I should say who I worked for, but they ate my soul. It was my last 9 to 5. Yeah, it was a big company.
A big phone company. Let's see it.
Okay.
But it was just horrible. And I longboard. I love boarding.
I think you could say like who you've worked with. Like,
nah,
it doesn't matter. But
I'd rather not.
Longboarding's dope though.
It's not. It's not an orange. Let's say that. You could say it without saying it.
Oh man.
Anyways, I didn't say anything. So anyways, I lost my teeth longboarding. I was in a really bad accident.
Shit.
Yeah, and so I needed the dental insurance. So I fell a slave to this company to have to work these hours in a place that was just eating my soul.
Damn.
And I was just so depressed. And long story short, it was just I just realized I just can't die if I tried, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me just quit the 9 to 5 and see if it's going to kill me. Let me just, ignore that pattern I was taught to live and see if I'll survive. And then, so that was the start of my really strong money journey, just trying to figure it out on my own or with people to help. But then when I went to Element 11, that's the second pivot point. That's when I feel the universe was, it's your art.
Yeah.
You're self-sabotaging, not creating. You remember this exactly 10 years ago, your hardest point, because that was 2022, best year of my life. So I'm getting all like pumped here.
Hell yeah.
Those pivot points are just so powerful, and I feel holding on to them just puts my drive to keep creating.
That's what we're talking about. Like when you have like those really bad moments, if you think of that moment, that pivot point, I think that sometimes helps, right? When you have a really bad time in your life, if you can remember that like spark that like did it for you, right? That's what I do, at least. I have a lot of like pivotal moments, and then another pivotal moment, like sometimes even before, like after you started, you along the way, you lose your way, right? You feel like you're like fuck this, I'm gonna go back and just get a job. Like how many times have we thought of giving up, right? It's
hard.
I don't know if you have. You're probably way long done. Just like I think you've had plenty of successes, but have you ever like thought I'm gonna quit music and just fucking?
Fuck, man. The only thing I ever think when it comes to that is just like I'm gonna create something new I'm gonna say this without sounding like an arrogant asshole, but I have enough success, small victories, where I know that I can be successful if I put my hand and my mind and my time to something, if that makes sense at all. So I have a pattern of successes. Yeah, like I've been doing it for, like, I respect you for that, by the way, you know, like going in and following your heart and being yourself, like you just said. I mean, that's and it's those pivot points are so important, you know. So that's cool. That's badass.
Thanks.
That's cool. Decade. It was like a decade thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
It was that was wild to me. And then before Element 11 too, like I was going to all these conferences just trying to figure out how people do it with money, right? And I was in a real estate conference, and I just remember getting frustrated with some guy there trying to help me. I was like, dude, I'm a fucking pirate. I don't care.
Yeah.
And it was like a nice motivator back. It was like my alter ego, right? It's like I could step into what was fun for me. Like when you're saying like your success is waking up good in the morning.
Yeah.
Mornings are hard for me.
Yeah.
Right. So, but every morning, like I'm a pirate, you know, it's
Hell
fun.
yeah. Hell yeah.
So I go to Element 11 and another big theme camp. It's kind of, they're all pirates.
Yeah.
And I just can't ignore those weird coincidences that the universe just
there you go.
throws at you. So
you were calling yourself a pirate even before you knew about all that.
yeah,
That's dope.
Oh.
that's what I was
Yeah.
like. All nuts.
That makes sense. Where you're like super excited about and like wanting to
Yeah.
connect with them.
Like, yes, if you wanted me to introduce myself, like, should I say pirate or an artist?
That's what's up.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool.
You said you had two then. Two. What was the other one then?
Two pivot. Oh, in 2012, worst year of my life, and found my escape in art.
And then 11.
And then Element 11 is
okay.
just like, dude, you're on your money journey, but like it's your art. You're trying to do it all these different ways, but you're ignoring your gift.
The money doesn't come with your art. That's what's gonna happen.
So I just
Exactly. So are you from Utah, or you just been state? You said to talk about multiple states.
Yeah, I'd say my blood's from Utah. Like, both my parents from Heber, but my dad, he's in the Navy, so as a Navy brat, growing up, moved around a whole bunch.
I forgot about that. Wait, did you? Did I know about
No, I was born in Okinawa, Japan.
I didn't know that.
Sick.
Yeah, it was some of my happiest. I gotta go back. I gotta go back.
So does that make you? Oh no, because you were born in the base, right? So does it make you a citizen?
I'm told I was until 18, but I don't know.
Huh.
No.
100%. But yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
And you haven't gone back?
No, just whenever my father was stationed there, and I'd like to go back when I'm ready. I think it's
just not calling you right now.
It is. It is. I just think it was really hard for me when I finally left my parents' place, and like I think it took me about 10 years to finally start truly healing. Say 2017, I feel, was when I was on that path to start, and now I can really feel. I was just too sick to do it, you know. And just like when you said your therapist, like, oh, I can't help. Like I try to find a therapist. They hear a bit, and they're like, no, I can't help you. I'm like, dude, it just makes me feel too crazy to get help.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone told you they can't help you?
Oh, multiple therapists.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've heard of it, and it's. I think I've gone through my fair share as well.
Well, I guess she said she can't anymore, right?
Yeah, because for their own mental health reasons, because whatever was going on in their own life too, like they had to manage their.
A lot of people don't think about that, right? Like they're people as well, and they can have breakdowns as well, and they can go through.
Yeah. That's probably only so much bandwidth we can all deal with sometimes.
You're literally absorbing the heaviest thing of everyone's lives.
Right.
How the fuck do you do that? I would not want to be a therapist.
Yeah, it's like you see in the movie, and they get up, you know, like they walk out.
But you know what? We all kind of play therapists for each other, right? And when a friend just vents to you, or when you vent to a friend, I think that's another good form of therapy. Actually, it's a very good. Just talking about it, right? Just venting something to a friend that you trust. Is very therapeutic, like extremely, because someone you trust, someone that also can resonate. Not a lot. I think more people should practice that, because I know they want to talk to a therapist and a professional, but there's just something about when you talk about an issue or something that you don't think anyone else can resonate with, and then you open up to a friend that knows exactly what you're going through and talking about. I would say that's almost more sometimes, right? Not always, but of course you should always seek professional, but you should practice like opening up to. I'm not talking to you directly or whatever. I'm saying more people, right? Because I started doing that more, and it's been really therapeutic. Because I never used to talk to anyone, not family, not friends, about anything, and I started opening up more to some close friends, the ones that kind of taught me to open up more, and it's been. I'd say it's changed my life, man. Just to be able to. Yeah, because it kind of makes you even look into, right, when you start talking about it, then you realize just like journaling. I'm going on a rant here. I'm sorry. You can.
I like your rants. No, you're great.
But I just it's making me realize that, that's a great form of therapy because it's very similar to how they tell you to write in your journal. Right, you're just writing all your thoughts, and when you start talking, it's the same thing. It's just your thoughts are coming out. It's not written down, but you're telling it to someone that can. Anyways, yeah.
No, I think it feels good to feel heard, right?
Yeah.
And I feel it's a different feeling when someone's listening to you because they genuinely care. And I'm not saying therapists don't, but I mean, they're getting paid, right?
And if you don't pay them, they're not going to hear you.
But it's like learning to be vulnerable with those right people, I think is so rewarding.
Yeah.
The right people is very important in that
key.
one. Yeah.
That's key, yeah.
Because you know what happens.
Yeah.
Feel we've all had our experiences with that reaction.
Dagger in the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
So that's the bad thing about that. Cause you could get into some shit with
Open up. Yeah, that's why people don't do it.
Yeah, it's scary because people can hurt you.
That's a good point because if you tell your therapist some certain shit, they're gonna judge you and shit like. But that's what I'm saying though. You don't just want to tell anyone. You want to tell someone that you really trust that is not gonna, judge you for shit and like say shit. They're just there to listen and like, if you ask, give their opinion, whatever.
And not throw it against you in the heat of combat.
And not throw it against you.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Us versus the problem.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if therapists did that?
Oh, it would be. I'd pay double. I'd pay double. And we don't have to get
I want
married.
to find a therapist that does that.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, I got it out of the way. It was really negative and positive, but I feel better now. Got that out of the way.
That's so funny. Oh, man.
That's a good concept, man.
Mm-hmm.
Being a therapist is
Like abusive therapist or abusive therapy.
Tough love.
Yeah, tough love. There you go. It's called. Yeah, there you go. Trademark. Tough love, and then some people sign up for the physical stuff too. You get mental and you get the whole 360 over here, bro.
There you go.
Shit beating out of you.
Mentally and physically, people pay for that.
One of my favorite is actually a counselor at the time, and I was in the hospital one point. But he pulled me out with a group of people and he put down a chair and he's just like, I need you to scream at whoever you need to scream at. Just imagine they're in this chair. And we're all like, what? And it's just like, we're starting all small and quiet. It's like, no, like, get it. He's throwing crap to the wall. And it was just like that anger and just releasing that and not caring how loud we are. Like, it was so healing. I was like, whoa. So that's just what I thought of when you're talking about the tough love.
So I was talking to a few friends. I think I was talking to you as well about how a lot of men, it's easier for us to release anger, right? We have a lot of I'm not sure what it is that just.
It's more socially appropriate.
For men, yeah. Right? Because we have, for whatever reason with biology and the testosterone and all that shit, right? Men release anger and they find other avenues to do that healthier. Not all the time, obviously. I'd say most of the time they do it unhealthily, right? Like, a husband beating his wife or a guy just fighting with his friends. Like more guys get in fist fights, right, with like their own friends than women physically fight, right? That aggression
Grooming in other ways typically.
And women hold in a lot of anger. They don't release naturally, right? Women I'm gonna just say I'm not a psychologist or anything. This is just like my observation of what I've talked with, but I just noticed that women, it's easier for them to let the emotion of sadness, right, and crying out more commonly than because guys don't, right? Guys hold in all their sadness, like they suppress it. But women, it's easy for them to, right? It's just natural for them to. They'll cry with their friends, they'll cry, and that's healthy to do that. So what I'm saying is that if you suppress any emotion, it's unhealthy to do that, right? And it's just guys and girls have the opposite, right? They both do a healthy version of it, but they also do the unhealthy version of it.
They suppress the opposite.
They suppress the opposite, exactly. So if it's just finding a balance of, releasing each emotion in a healthy way. That's why I think if guys found, a healthy way to release sadness, they would do that more and, cry more, and it'd be healthy for them. And if women would do it's okay to be angry sometimes and yell and scream and go punch a punching bag, not someone, but you see what I'm saying when I'm going with that. Like,
I was actually having a conversation with a friend. A lot of women and trans folk are more likely to get misdiagnosed because a lot of mental health studies are based on men and rage part of, so like ADD, right? Like a woman will probably get diagnosed as bipolar when really they just have ADHD. And it's because that rage is part of that test study. And it's only been like, I don't know when they started studying it on women, but yeah, they're coming to terms with that, with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
Interesting. Huh. Well, we're at 40 minutes. We have like 20 more minutes. What's another topic you'd like to discuss?
I want to talk about your shoes, honestly.
Okay.
She doesn't know a lot. I just told her a little bit about you. So yeah, if you have any questions for him.
Yeah, ask
Ask
AMA.
What was your inspiration?
Being a kid in the hallways of like elementary and high school, the most expensive thing I think we had was our shoes when it came to a fit check. So like if someone would step on my shoes or something, it would bother me really bad. And he seemed to act different sometimes when he had new shoes. You know, it's weird.
The confidence you got.
Yeah, but I always knew in the back of my mind, like, man, if I had a shoe company, that would be, it's impacting me now, you know, already on these different brands I'm wearing. If I had that and I can influence the population in a positive way by my style and what's in my, you know, I mean, there's plenty of butter or bread for everybody. So so to answer your question, like from day one, you know, it was a kid, but I was emancipated at a young age, so I was always hustling, and I just knew from I was an entrepreneur a long time ago. So when I got out of the Army, I just started the company. I said, fuck it, just like you guys, you know. I told my boss one day, like, hey, I want to start this shoe company, and he said, all right, see you later, bro. I was like, fuck. Yeah. He said, you gotta go start now, bro.
Wait, where were you at the time when you said
I was in Texas, and then 2015, and then
what were you working as before you?
I was at an oil broker. I was actually in a Series 22 and a Series 63 broker. If you know, you know, but those tests suck. But we were slinging oil, right? So that guy he was my boss. He ended up being my first investor. Isn't that cool?
That was awesome.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he came back like. He saw me starting an Instagram and Facebook. That was my only two marketing channels at the time, or awareness channels. And he saw me hustling for like a good year. He saw me selling shoes, people in the hype and stuff on the comments. He's like, so he was liquid at the time. He was my first big, like at the time I thought 60, 70 G's was a lot, like it still is a lot of money, but relative to today, you know, so, but man, you know, he gave me that start. After I went out on my own, though, you know what I mean?
That's dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's cool. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate you, big dog.
Shout out,
Rick.
Shout out
out in Texas. But we ended up, he's still. I still call him every once in a while, say what's up. We bought him out.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love you put in the work. It was someone seeing you doing it, and they're like, I believe in you.
Your boss, dude.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it was wild. It's super wild.
Sure, that felt great.
Felt great.
Oh, yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's like, man, this can change everything, you know? Yeah. And then that's a whole other story what happened after that. Didn't see any of the money, and I took over the company. Did a hostile takeover.
That's cool that someone believes you enough to get started, and then, like, I don't know, it's just cool when, like, when that much money is thrown your way. It says a lot about what you're doing, that someone is willing to invest that much.
It's your character. They're investing in you.
Yeah.
They're investing in the founder and the CEO. Because without them, the vision's not there. So, yeah, it was quite an experience. Thank you for asking, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget about it. Forget that I have the shoe company sometimes.
So, do you not work with the shoe company much now?
No, so I started in 2015, but after school, my study partner became my CFO. After we got our master's in business administration together, and then he morphed into the CEO. And quite frankly, you know, it was like 5-6 years for me by then, you know, running that thing. So I was ready to be the chair. Now I'm the executive chairman of, you know what I mean. So
there you go.
Yeah, so I just kind of went the last step up, and he slid in there for the last 2 years, and we've been growing every year. And I'm involved. Like my heart's involved. My signature's involved. It's like if I let that shoe company stress and make my decisions for my day, I wouldn't be here right now. I'll put it that way. Gotta let go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 You gotta learn how to let go when you have a big project like that. I mean, I can get into Christmases I've ruined because the customers didn't get their shoes on time, and it ruined my fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, you have to let go.
That's great because like the level that you're at with that is like far beyond anything I've ever dealt with on a business, level.
I just, like I said, like I've had 2 Christmases in a row where I was in charge of customer service. I was in charge of the shoe. I was like, everything was on me.
How many employees does your company have?
Less than 12.
Still,
By design, but that's our decision. I wanted it nimble and fast and quick and it's not big. And you were a part of the big company, big and slow and weighted down by just a bunch of shit, right? Furniture and people. I'm like, nah, that's not what I went to business school for. Mm-hmm. I want to be nimble like a ninja, bro. Big love to the. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why you're able to go wherever you need, right? Wherever the company needs best, right? You're able to relocate.
Well, I'm the founder, yeah. Like I'm the one that designed the shoes, like these shoes right here. So like, there's no one that knows it like I do. They have to.
100% my style too. When I saw them, I've always been
the high tops are new though, right?
Yeah.
Well, these ones, this color pattern, but yeah, I mean, last couple of years we were able to drop the Mod 2s because I had Bailey low tops for like 5 years only. It was like low tops, and then I finally got to go to the
respect for the low tops too, though.
I like the low top, but the high tops they're just so sick. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So I really appreciate that.
Well, I'm such an outdoorsy person too, and I'll just go out and do whatever, right? But those just look durable. They look like they're not going to fall apart on my feet.
No, those are awesome.
They shouldn't.
Yeah.
If they do, I'll just no questions asked. I'll give you free return and all that shit. Yeah.
Oh, is that how you guys do that?
Dude, if it's I mean,
if it's something like on the manufacturing, the culture that
I said is good customer service and good product. So if you don't, this is a long time ago, but if you don't have a good. So let's say your product, because your product's going to go down sometimes, right? Like you change manufacturers or whatever. You might have a bad batch. But the way you beat that is by having really good customer service.
Good customer service.
So it's yin and yang. It's air. So it's like medical. Air goes in and out of the lungs. Blood goes round and round. As long as you have those two working for you. So I just kept that because I've had my fair share of bad batches from China to United States to Spain. So if I let it bother me and if I let my shoe company identify who I am,
you should move the manufacturing back to China.
Yeah.
No, it's what you're saying about customer service. I think that's crazy because you can actually have a whatever product, but if your customer service is like top notch, like look at McDonald's, right? No questions asked. You say like, I even had a friend. You didn't even have to show proof of anything. I had a friend one time do something like a little sneaky. He went to a McDonald's and he said, hey, I was here last week and they gave me a burger and I just had to go because I was traveling, and it just tasted bad. He said something. They're like, oh, no worries. They gave him brand new meal. He didn't have to buy it that day. He just said that this the last week, and they just gave him. That's how Walmart operates. That's how Amazon. No questions asked. They just give it's the customer is always right. I think that is a smart move to do, right? It's just like, I'm not saying your product is, but that was a really smart thing to do. Like that's what they taught you in business school then, to just have.
No, it's kind of a principle that I built on my own before business school because we were doing really well. We were growing really fast and really well even before business school. So all business school did was give me a network and then give me a formal name of what I was actually doing on a daily basis and give me questions to ask when I saw a balance sheet or a cash flow statement or income statement. So that's all it did for me. But we were already doubling our revenue every year since we started, basically. So, and I just told my customer, my people that work for me, like, treat the fucking customer good, dude. Who gives a shit? Just give them a fucking free pair of shoes, like whatever. I mean, if they're scamming you, you're gonna know.
Yeah.
Just say no, and then time to go buy some other fucking shoe. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of bread for everybody. Like I keep saying, like.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like the shoe, the lay of the land and market analysis of the shoe industry itself is billions, right? Hundreds. So
I would
if
say
I
like
had .001, I'm saying of that.
just like you
fine.
said, like what inspired you, like when being the shoe is the most expensive or most, what would you say, the most important part, not most important, but definitely the most important part of the outfit, right? A really important part of the outfit, especially for like sneakerheads and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, something about just that part of the, because you can have like an awesome jacket, right, that's expensive, but something about the shoes that just like, it's just like
It really makes the outfit.
it's like the cherry on top, right? It's the when you have clean shoes on, it just looks good. You can have your whole outfit just whatever, but you got like good looking clean shoes.
I guess that's the one positive thing I got from the company is I got clean shoes.
You got some
But
good,
these look dope though. I'm sorry.
Mine are falling apart.
we're gonna
You're
have
saying
to-
clean shoes. I'm like,
We're gonna have to get. We'll talk. We'll talk off.
okay.
No, you need some. What
But
size are you?
Yeah. What size are
You
you?
don't have to say. I don't know.
A
Yeah,
7.
you don't have to say it
I don't know if
Well,
that was a weird question to
doesn't-
ask. Shoe size
for a woman.
For women. Is that weird?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's an average shoe size. I know that enough too.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in the spec. She's in the good.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not too crazy big or small.
Well,
I got normal feet.
Yeah.
Yay.
we're at 50 minutes,
Okay.
so we could run it until that shuts off, or so if you have anything else you want to talk about, and
Well,
any shout outs or
yeah, Bailey's our guest, so
You
I
wanna-
want this to be more like,
Yeah.
if anything.
I think you need to start growing like your Instagram and stuff, and like
I
putting your art
do.
on there. And
Well,
just-
even talking about my goals, I could just feel the anxiety and just I gotta learn to. Yeah. See, I gotta learn to just not be ashamed of what I'm doing, I guess. Like we were talking about like criticism, and
Yeah.
I have all these goals, aspirations, but as soon as I start putting it out in the world, I'm like, I get freaked out and like talking about it. And so I'm just trying to find that confidence. But you guys helping with that. I mean, I've never done a podcast before. So
Yeah, you're putting yourself
So,
out there. That's
yeah,
awesome.
when you're
Yeah.
famous, everyone's gonna know that you did the podcast, your first episode here on insert name podcast.
Yeah. Insert name.
you really need a
podcast.
name.
Maybe that's
Insert
the
name.
Insert name.
Yeah, I know we got to figure out a name, so we'll do that. But yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
coming on. And
Yeah, thank you guys. Like, you know how private I am online. I have
Oh.
like no pictures or anything.
I was actually surprised that you were down to do it. So
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Bailey. It was really cool talking to you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, thanks
you're
for being
both
here.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
all right, thanks everyone for watching, and catch up everyone doing their stuff. We'll post links of everyone's stuff, and yeah, catch you on the next one.
You want to sign out? You want to say anything?
What's your slogan to sign off? You don't have to.
Yeah.
What's your sign off? Whatever.
I'm just joking. All right.
It's fun, right?
Yeah. All right. That's Anthony again. I'm out. Time is. I'm just kidding.